So welcome back. I thought I would tell you that you are the best audience that I've ever had. I mean, here you've been like therapists that have listened to, many different hardships. So I'm going to talk about much more uplifting things, which is how I got to Colorado, because actually my brother gave me his plane ticket because he hurt his knee. So I actually boarded a plane, and at the time, this was back, in the Stone Ages, my name wasn't even on the boarding pass. So my brother checked in at the airport, and I actually got on the plane and I wore just a one-piece ski suit. I didn't bring any luggage, and I moved to Colorado with the plane ticket of my brother. And it turns out that there was a big storm that winter, so I was actually stranded there. As you know, I had no other clothes. So if you had seen me then, everywhere I went, I was in this one-piece ski suit. I figured, why not stay here longer? That turned into over 10 years. So from one weekend, I really thought that I was going to be gone for 3 days. I stayed over there, I went to university, got a condo, and just would do all kinds of races, snowshoe races. I competed in Alaska, other places to other states, but Colorado was easily it was basically like an amusement park, so it was the best as far as places to do every kind of sport in the mountains, and also at one of the lakes nearby too, you could do stuff, all kinds of water sports too. So, but one thing that was sort of different there is that here, in Australia, we have 8 of the 10 most poisonous snakes in the world, and crocodiles and all kinds of things. In Colorado, there are mountain lions that live in the mountains, and if you're not careful, you'll be stalked by a mountain lion. So I happened to love to run at night on a mountain where a mountain lion lived on top of this little mountain. So I would go there in the middle of the night alone. And the reason I'm able to tell the story is that I would light myself up like a Christmas tree and literally talk to myself and make noise, because I figured if I didn't look like the mountain lion's prey, which are deer, I would get eaten by the mountain lion, and I guess that seemed to work. But because my other friends actually all my running friends had attacks by lions, and I mean they're all okay, but I never actually saw a mountain lion. I like to think it was because I looked nothing like deer. But going back to sort of the wonderland that I lived in Colorado, when I went to Alaska, I participated in the U.S. Snowshoeing Championships. So they were up in Alaska that year. It sounds like it was a big deal. I wasn't, a world-class snowshoer, so I think it sort of was hyped up to be something much bigger than it actually was. But the day before I participated, I went down to Seward, Alaska, because there's a race called Mount Marathon. It's one of the few mountains that's named after a race instead of the other way around. So in 1915, there was a bar bet. Someone was like, I bet you can't run up that mountain up and down in less than an hour. I think the guy lost the bet. But the name of the mountain got its name from that bar bet. So it actually was not a marathon long, it was more like 5 miles long. But the key is that it was so steep that it basically felt like you were climbing a cliff. The average grade was 54%. So I went there in winter, because that's when they had the championships, and it wasn't the best idea to do that the day before the race, because I basically almost died, because it was ridiculous. The whole thing was ice, and I called the race director. The race is usually in the summer there, so there's normally no ice. And I said, is this a good idea to train on the mountain? He was like, yeah, sure, the race winner, every year, is training there. That's not true at all. I found that out just after that. But so I'm literally climbing a cliff, which is supposed to be a running, warm-up for the race. And imagine, 54%, so that means some of that is like 70% grade. So it literally is like an ice cliff. And I almost perished. But anyway, moving on to more positive things. I think I should talk about just how amazing this place is that we live at. Because here there are so many beaches and so many wonderful people, but there are also people who I have trouble figuring out. So at one point I was staying in City Beach, which is actually a great neighborhood. They have amazing beaches. And with the kids, I got to know other families. They have kids and stuff. And actually on a Saturday we all got together. And what I love to do is give toys to kids. To my kids, to other families' kids. So I had all these toys, and so after we had gotten together on a Saturday, I just showed up at this family's house. And it was 6:30 at night, and I was just going to give the kids a couple toys. And this is where things got really weird. So again, it's a city beach. I'm sure there's some very normal, nice people there. And maybe you tell me if this is something that is normal. So I'm told, we're putting the kids to bed. This is at 6:30 at night. And I was giving back the gifts. They were like, I'm sorry, but we can't accept these. And so I was like, that's very strange. So the next morning, I got a text message from this family who, again, I had seen, just a few days before. And it said, something like, our home is our sanctuary, please don't bring us any gifts. And it was just so weird. I thought, it's at 6:30 at night. I thought that was weird. But does that sound weird to you? Anyway, but that was some of my experiences in City Beach. But I think Freo, it's less likely for that to happen here, because people are just more relaxed, and sort of, it's just it's definitely a different atmosphere. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight, because I'm already excited for the next show. On Tuesday, February 1st, we will meet again at the Orient. And thank you for coming. You guys are the best. Drive safely. Stay safe. See you next time.